two hooked together as well.
The Eastern Airways British Sidecar Championship has just got underway. Let's go over to our commentators, James Whittam and Barry Nutley.
It's pushed a bit wide. Just a bit wide there. Gary Horsepole was pushed wide. Here we go. Tim Reeves is away. Mark Edwards is in second place. Then it's Ricky Stevens. Then it's Lovelock on the new BMW with a stand-in passenger. Always very difficult. New bike and new passenger. It's a whole new game.
Yeah, of course it is. These things rely on the passenger. They rely on a real kind of understanding between the driver and the passenger, especially at a high-speed place like this and a bumpy place. Very little, by the way, suspension on these sidecar outfits.
Absolutely. Very good point. It is bumpy. That's what the passenger said. So much of it is right-handed, but they really have to hang on. The thing is trying to spit them off all the time, not least of all when they come around that very fast right-hander into Churchware, fifth gear. Sometimes it's taken flat wick on the way up Woodham Hill now. And now you've got to get it slowed down all the way to second.
Exactly, and one of the differences between these and solos is the fact that this thing stays flat. On a solo, if you've got your bike well set up in a corner, you can take your hands off the handlebars and it'd still stay all balanced, you'd stay on the bike. These, it's all centrifugal push, and they do take some clinging onto, especially the passengers.
Look at Ben Holland on the Fitting Cat Suzuki, yellow and black. That's from the back of the grid. Yeah. That is sensational. He had a broken chain in the first race, which meant he started at the back. This is a local track for him. He is on a mission.
He is.
Lovelock ahead of him, reigning champion, Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence. Holland and Watson just behind. Then it's Barry James and Aki Alto on the 112 outfit. Barry James riding very strongly on the John Cable-sponsored machine. Look at Lovelock's keeping that BMW just ahead of Holland, but watch the way Holland comes up the chicane.
Oh, close.
That was what's called a hospital illusion, I think. Oh, look at Barry James. Oh, side by side with Ben Holland and Lee Watson. So Ben Holland from Portsmouth, he's passed. He's passed Lovelock. Philip Sloan there, right over the back. James has gone up the inside. Is he through? Yes,
yep,
he is. Well, we're stereo sound here. Great stuff, eh? Here we go. There's Ricky Stevens. Just have a look, James. Tell us what you think here, because Reeves gets away across the front of Andy Peach, but then Peach goes backwards.
I'm not sure that was... Oh, we got hooked in there, you see. Look at that. I told you two were hooked together.
It was Gary Horsepole and Paul Napton with that distinctive yellow crash helmet the passenger wears there. So that's really scuppered their race. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood, their combined ages are still about 20 years less than my total. That's a thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Not a good one.
Not a good one, no, it isn't. It certainly is not. Tim Reeves and his brother, Tristan Reeves, double world champions together. And, of course, Tim Reeves himself, 4 times world champion. And you can see why. 3 wins out of 3 races. Mark Edwards and Lee Barrett on that very quick Kawasaki. Then it looks like another podium for Ricky Stevens. Ben Holland's behind him. Then it's Barry James, 112. And those guys, those top 5 have gone away. Oh, Peach is in. Peach has got a damaged wheel arch. That's from that shunt.
Yes, it is, yep. Bodywork been sort of torn off now. I think they're out there with the duct tape and trying to get the thing sort of cobbled back. It looks like the radiator's there behind the man who's kneeled down, or in front of him as he sits. Behind him, as we see, there's a radiator. You can see the air goes in the front, and then out the top it exits just in front of the face of the passenger. And if that's wrong, the air goes through wrong, the engine's going to overheat anyway.
Well, he's had a new wheel arch fitted. He's borrowed a spare wheel arch, different colour, because we only had 15 starters, so everybody gets points, and points are vital. So he's got to get back out there and get a finish.
Exactly, yeah.
Then he'll get points. Mark Edwards, Lee Barrett in second. This is where the action is. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood, number 100. Then the number 60, Fitting Cat Suzuki of Ben Holland, Lee Watson. Then it's Barry James and Aki Alto. And I tell you what, there's not a fat lot between. They're young crews, all of them. They're all hungry. That's exactly the face of sidecar racing as we want to see it.
All these outfits are in 1000cc 4-cylinder sports bike engines. A lot of Suzukis, but also BMWs, a Yamaha 2 out there. And the outfits they're actually less heavy than what you think. They're lighter than you think. With both crew members and the engine and everything, the whole kit weighs top side of 400 kilos, but they've actually got more grip than the solos.
Well, the number 100 outfit, the blue outfit at the front, is a Yamaha. Suzuki behind, then another Suzuki. But if you just look at the way the sidecar wheel is waving the air. Ricky Stevens is riding out of his skin.
Yeah, but not the sidecar wheel will not wave in the air when they're going on the right-hander. That's digging into the floor just like every other wheel on the sidecar. So in the right-handers especially, they have more grip than the solos do.
Yeah, the danger there, of course, is the rear wheel spins up and they don't get the drive. But here we come again, up towards the braking zone. Ricky Stevens snaking a bit under braking, just one brake pedal slowing this thing up. Brakes on all three wheels. Right, the passengers can't really work this, but they're doing their best and they're doing a good job. Now, these lads, both from Portsmouth, Ben Holland, Lee Watson, from the back of the grid, I remind you, having a good old nose here. This is an 8-lap dash, but it will be a race of attrition as far as the passengers are concerned. It's exhausting round here.
Yeah, because you've got so much centrifugal force, you've got to hold on to the thing. And like you say, around that kind of Goodwood Village Church, big right-hander, lots of grip, the sidecar wheel dug into the ground. You've got to hang on as a passenger. Look how they're getting the weight over the back wheel, the driving wheel. That's to give the driver some traction and get the thing going forward instead of spinning.
Well, young Ricky Stevens, this is only his second season in F1 at this level. He's performed well in clubs, but he came into the Eastern Airways Championship last year, looked strong towards the end of the season. He's had a podium already today, and he's on target for another one, except we've got two guys desperate to take it away from him.
Yeah, if you get a chance, just look on the backside. They've got a little bit of Velcro, and that's where they put a pad, so when they're hanging out of the left-hand side of the sidecar outfit on the left-handers, the backside is actually scraping on the floor. A lot of slipstreaming going on now.
Oh, watch these. Watch Barry James, and they're all catching up. They're catching up to Mark Edwards. Look at them side by side. Three abreast going in. There's not room there for three outfits, is there? Oh, they're all going to try, though. Mark Edwards now, it's a four-man, it's a 12-wheeler.
Yeah, you got that right. I heard you think about that one.
I did think about my dim and distant solo past is still lurking in my brain. Here we go. Mark Edwards, Lee Barrett, Kawasaki, Ben Holland, Lee Watson, Suzuki, Finning Cat Suzuki. Then Ben Holland is on his way here to a podium,
awesome.
Is he not?
He's from the back row of the grid.
That is from a broken chain in race one, and here he is, vying for a second place here.
He is, yep.
But the other guys haven't given up. Ricky Stevens wants a double podium if he can. Barry James is alongside as well. What a race this is. You wouldn't think there's the room. I'm glad we're at Thruxton. There's a lot of room out there.
Yeah, actually, this is one of the wider circuits we come to where sometimes, have a care, lads.
Oh, dear me, it's hard to keep our cool here. It was freezing out there on the grid, but goodness me, in the commentary box here, it's all systems go. Barry James, Aki Alto, very professional, fully experienced international Finnish sidecar passenger. At the front, though, almost neglected due to what's going on behind him.
Yep.
Tim and Tris Reeves.
And they've got a big lead, something like about a 7-8 second lead now.
Ricky Stevens has gone, sorry to interrupt you, James.
Yeah, no
Ricky
problem.
Stevens has gone through under Mark Edwards. So Ricky Stevens back in that podium place, chasing Ben Holland. And is it going to be another fourth place for Barry James?
Red flag.
And who's gone off? We've got a red flag, so this will be a result.
I think it will, yep.
6 laps out of 8, it will be a result. Now, where is the incident? Tim and Tristan Reeves. Tris's hand is in the air. Tim and Tristan, the winners here, so that's 4 out of 4 for them. It'll move them on to 100. Look at that, 104.84 miles an hour. They're doing about 145 up Woodham Hill. Phenomenal speed. And then, of course, you have to get it all slowed down again. Great stuff for Reevesy.
Yeah.
Still don't know where that incident was, James, but no sign of it anywhere. Red flag, though. Obviously, somebody has gone off.
We reckon it's Goodwood, and that's a quick part of the course. That's, yeah.
Okay. Apparently, Goodwood is where we've got the incident.
That's where we are now. That was the ambulance on its way to the incident. That is the end of the long runway here at Thruxton. That is Goodwood, yeah.
Well, I would have thought that if anything was going to happen to any of these crews, it would have been those 4 that were vying for 2nd, 3rd and 4th place.
Fairly close.
They really meant business,
yeah,
didn't they?
They did, yeah.
They were really stuck in on that. Congratulations to Tim and Tristan Reeves, though. That's victory number 2 today and victory number 4 from 4 starts in the 2013 Eastern Airways British F1 Sidecar Championship, moving them on to a maximum. Of course, the Birchells not here today. They are away in Aragon at the World Superbike Round doing their World Championship duty. So we don't know the outcome of what's gone on in Spain, but meanwhile here at Thruxton, it's a result in race 2, and those are the winners. The Reeves brothers, world champions 2005, 2006, reunited for this season, and it looks as though he's never been away.
No.
Applause from the crowd. We had a dismal day yesterday. And let's have a look at confirmation of that. The Reeves victory, as we expect, confirmed there. Let's see lower down the order. Mark Edwards and Barrett, there's your podium. Holland on the podium, nudging out Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charwood, Barry James, Aki Alto, Ian Drown, good for him, all the way up from Devon to get a 6th place. Rupert Archer, terrific. Horsepole survived that shunt at the start. Chaplow and Robinson all there. I cannot see Gilbert. Yes, I can. Gilbert is there. Lovelock and Sloan obviously had a problem. Roger Body, 4 laps adrift. Peach and Richardson, you saw their wheel arch being changed. So they will have got some points. In fact, everybody scored points. So Roger Lovelock, reigning champion, jettisoned his passenger Phil Sloan at Goodwood. And we did say at the start of the race that that was a stand-in passenger, new bike and a stand-in passenger. Poor Phil Sloan obviously lost his grip. Let's hope that all is well. He's being looked at in the medical centre as we speak. 100 points, Reeves on maximum. Peach, 57. Right with him, Mark Edwards, best season ever. James, Hegarty, Holland, Stevens. And there's the reigning champion, Lovelock in 8th. Down the lower order, Ian Drown did himself some good here at Thruxton this weekend, up to 11th place on 24 points. Let's have a look at a few highlights from that thrilling, action-packed sidecar race. Well, it was one Dickens of a start. Andy Peach, number 4, from the middle of the grid from the front row, went backwards, got hooked up with Gary Horsepole. That damaged the wheel arch, and we saw the outcome of that later on when he had to pit to get it repaired. But Horsepole and Paul Napton pushed sideways there by Andy Peach, but at the front, Reeves made no mistake. He got away. This was where the battle was. It was a 4-way battle between Ben Holland, Barry James, Ricky Stevens was in the mix, as indeed for a short while was Roger Lovelock. His passenger, unfortunately, was to lose his grip late in the race. Mark Edwards and Lee Barrett charged on their way with a rapid Kawasaki, putting it to good use round here at Thruxton, and they are in 2nd place. A good result for them, and strong in the championship. But terrific 3 abreast action up to the chicane. It was anybody's guess who'd get it. Mark Edwards and Lee Barrett were being caught at that point, but Ben Holland marched on with the Finning Cat Suzuki. Look at the lead held by Tim Weaves and Tristan. It was massive. Holland, though, once in 2nd place, never looked like being threatened. Ricky Stevens, another terrific podium for him. Mark Edwards, thrilled, absolutely thrilled. Holland, a great recovery from the back of the grid, but a victory, stunning victory for Tim and Tristan Reeves.
We are here with Tim and Trish Reeves. Dominant display there, Tim. You have to be happy with that performance, I would guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that Sean had a problem in the first race and he couldn't make it out in the second one, because I think we were having, we put on a real good show in the first one until he had the issue. But yeah, it's good to be back in Britain, and it's good to be racing alongside BSB, and it's good for my sponsors, and massive thanks to SMT and Robin Croft again. We've managed to get him another double victory. H&S Contractors, DFDS, Hayth, Dave Hudspeth Carpets, all the people that help us. We couldn't be without them.
Very nicely done. Tris, we were just saying before they came to us for the interview, I asked you if Tim gave you an easy time or a hard time. Tell everybody what you said.
Yeah, he drummed it into me, yeah. It's hard around here. It's very hard for passengers. The section going towards church, right down to the last chicane, it's trying to pull you off the back, because it's bumpy and it's in the air. The wind's trying to blow you off the back, but yeah, luckily we managed to get a lead, so we could back off a bit. So Tim made it, but he did make it easier for me. Yeah.
So he says. I don't know how you look so fresh at the end of it. I really don't. But guys, we've got to let you go to the podium. Very well done, Tim. Very well done, Tris.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Good job. Cheers.
There we go. Right, the guys will head off to the podium, and Barry will take us through it.
Well, great result. Marshall's on their way home. Just about everybody going home from a very chilly Thruxton. It's been a great weekend. The weather could have been a little bit better, but there you go. Entertaining racing all the way through the classes, and Sidecars, as usual, rounding up the weekend's entertainment. The Reeves brothers climbing towards the top step of the podium. It's going to be interesting to see how the other guys react. Ben Holland and Lee Watson, well, they redeemed themselves regally, wreathed in smiles, grinning from ear to ear. Fantastic, fantastic result for them. They loved that and they needed it. Mark Edwards and Lee Barrett, what a terrific fight they gave them. Great then. Runner-up spot for Edwards and Barrett. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood just nudged out of that second podium spot, but there you have it. A dominant display, as Tony Carter said, by the Reeves boys, 4 times world champion, Tim and Thruxton. What a great result, looking very smart. Robin Croft, SMT, will be thrilled.